My readings have said that 20 years ago, big psychic angel board jobs were sent for me for my psychic ability that gang stalkers knew of, and so they stole them. So I couldn't report my psychic crime tips on how they run human sex trafficking. And my reading says they stole my angel board job sent February and July '05 from postal mail, FedEx, and UPS's, and my money sent at the same time. And my readings say that they conspired to lie that my big in-depth crime tip jobs were their in-depth crime tip jobs to do tips by spy cam hacking, bugging equipment, and security cameras when it's to stop their organized crime ring gang stalker crimes on spy cam hacking, bugging equipment, and security cameras, which is how they run human sex trafficking, kiddie porn, snuff movies, FGM clitoral cutting, framing, and everything else. My readings explain. They are committing the crimes that jobs were sent for me to report as a psychic. My readings have said for too long, and I'm saying that again. As my readings say, they've stolen 20 years of my psychic angel board jobs and my Medium for God channel writing jobs for 16 years. Is in 2009, I started channel writing as a medium to report how human sex trafficking is run, and that is what I do on the internet for many years, day in and day out, to stop crimes. My reading says they steal my PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, UPS, FedEx, postal money sent for my crime tips. I write with my Medium for God channel writer business on the internet. My readings say the gang stalkers lie to 10 banks a day about me, about a house I bought 20 years ago when I was a real estate agent. And my readings say they stole my angel board psychic jobs off the porch of the house I bought July '05 out of the mailbox on a post that they stalked and smashed on the ground twice and swarmed around that I saw with my eyes. And my reading says they stole my big angel board in-depth crime tip job sent from my psychic ability and intuition that I worked hard at advancing during my life. I worked hard on my spiritual connection to God, being a longtime sober AA lady. I am sober since February 9th, 1985. I have almost 40 years sober. There I was in the house I bought, praying to God, channeling God on my angel board, feeling so spiritual, connected to heaven's realm, and my psychic ability um, heightened just when I walked in the house. And I shopped for a house with a spiritual ambiance. And my reading says they stole the jobs I earned right off the porch, sent to my name and address, out of the mailbox on a post, as I said, and from the two-story tract home, February '05 readings have said. As I posted about my angel board channeling experience on the Angel Board Alliance network on the internet. And my reading says I generated a lot of angel board jobs by the post I wrote in '05. And my readings say they conspired to steal my jobs and to lie they were their professional spy cam equipment, in-depth crime tip jobs, when no, they're my in-depth angel board crime tip jobs. For me, a psychic detective, medium channeler, clairvoyant, psychic dreamer, intuitive spiritual person. And so my readings say they conspired to frame me, an overnice mother, and made up a big story about the house I bought in in May '05. And my reading says they tell the same story every day to 10 banks that many gang stalkers call 10 banks and lie about a house I bought 20 years ago and say we're taking her money and mail and controlling it secretly due to the house she bought 20 years ago. And Rita says they made up the big story because they wanted to steal my big angel board jobs and my money sent on Brinks trucks. So that's why they made up a big story about the house I bought in May, June '05 is a very smart real estate lady, Nancy Fox. I bought a house as an expert and it went perfectly.
the house I sold and the house I bought, and that's a fact. And my reading says they all lie to banks and tell the same story for 20 years and lie they can rob my medium for God, profit channel, crime tip money because of a house I bought 20 years ago? That's what my readings say. And readings say they plan to frame me to DCFS by lying about the house I bought, to run us out of the house, to do ID theft, to rob all my angel board jobs and Brinks trucks money. Then hopped on over to the San Fernando Valley to rob my medium for God money and steal that since '09. And my reading says in '05 they said, well, we'll set her up and say she bought a house that cost too much and just ran and got it without thinking, and that it was too much for a single mom, and so on. When no, it was not at all. And I planned to buy a house for my family for 4 years. And I started updating the two-story to sell it and buy another house in 2000. My mother told me she wanted to live with my daughters and I instead of in elder care. So I started shopping in '01 for a house with a bedroom bath down for my mom or a one-story. I decided I wanted a house with a spiritual ambiance. So I'm searching the MLS every day for 4 years as a real estate agent, looking for the right property, updating the two-story to sell it at the same time, planning to sell and buy. I wrote 5 offers on the type of house I wanted with a spiritual ambiance, clay tile roof. None of the offers worked out. In February, I listed, or first week of March, I listed a two-story house. The perfect house came on the market on the MLS April '05. And I read all about it, 2,544 square feet. I saw the photo, clay tile roof, hacienda porch, large oak trees, and church bells chiming. I knew because it was on a street I showed a property on. As I was an excellent real estate agent, and I closed a lot of escrows, and I sold a lot of homes for buyers and sellers, and I did an excellent job selling my own home and buying my own property in '05. And my reading says they robbed me blind by lying about the house I bought that was all very planned out, as it was back on the market in May '05. And there was an open house that day. Went to the open house. It was a perfect house. Wrote a full price offer, $40,000, 3% down. Had a 790 FICO score. I got loan approval with Countrywide because I planned it so well for so long. It's a realtor buying their own house. My payment was $27.50 a month, not going up for 7 years. I got a $350,000 swing loan from my two-story that I bought the one-story with, and it went absolutely perfect, and I was not moving, and my bills were about the same as the two-story tract home I had paid as a single mother for about 5.5 years when I bought the house in summer '05. I paid the bills alone without child support or alimony. 2000 on, is an excellent realtor who sold many homes. I did not brag, though. I am a humble person. I was a polite professional real estate expert, and I knew exactly what I was doing when I bought a house in 2005. And I ran my seller net sheet to see I had 400,000 equity in the two-story I'd make. I ran my payment on the one-story, $27.50. I updated the house with my two-story equity, bought family room furniture that was needed, and bought a family home for my family as a nice daughter and a very nice mother. And it had large bedrooms for my 2 daughters, large bathroom, double sinks for them. I had hoped they would be doing their homework there for college and universities in their 20s. I had hoped my mother would live there as planned. We were run out by gang stalkers who probably catnapped our cats. They stalked the mailbox, smashed it on the ground twice, broke in my car, robbed property, slandered me, and set me up. My readings say they robbed me blind for 20 years. My psychic jobs, my money, every penny I earn in the San Fernando Valley for my Medium for God business. My reading says they steal my PayPal, Cash App, Venmo by hacking. my postal mail, UPS, FedEx money